cats and dogs have always been the constant and usual companions of man in his life, which has been the case for a very long time. But for some of us, these two types may not live up to his expectations, and you find him wanting something more extreme, and from him you see him thinking of finding another unusual and unfamiliar companion. So, why not go out of the ordinary for you? In this video, we will talk about some of the most interesting animals that live on our planet. We will talk about animals that we can raise at home as pets. But it's worth saying that they are not the pets we see habitually. They are animals that need special means of care. At the same time, it is certain that over time these animals will become part of the family. Here are 10 unfamiliar animals. You can breed them at home. Number 10. Skunk. One of the most important obstacles that keep people away from owning skunks as a pet is, of course, their unpleasant smell. But at the moment there are some types of hybrid skunks which have removed their glands that release this unpleasant smell when they were young, making their acquisition at home completely intact. Once you forget about the notoriety, owning a skunk will be the same as owning any other pet cat or rodent. And like any pet, if you want to strengthen your relationship with it, you will have to own one from a young age in order to familiarize yourself with you. But before breeding one of them, you must make sure of the legality of owning skunks at home, as several countries still do not allow breeding them in residential areas. So do not build high hopes on them before you make sure that your country allows you to raise them, and if you can acquire one of them, this skunk will be a suitable companion for you during the next 10 years, because its average age is often estimated at 10 years. Number 9. Opossum Candy Pilot. It is impossible not to smile at the sight of this creature because its joyful and social personality with animals and humans makes it the spoiled animal in the house. This small-sized rodent with big eyes is impressive with its tail, which it uses to jump between tree branches. It is an ideal animal to raise at home because it is able to learn basic commands, and it is also a lover of play. It is a very friendly animal and very attached to its owners. Plus, he's not aggressive at all, responds to sound, and learns simple commands easily. The most important thing you should know is that this animal cannot be left alone for a long time, because it often feels very attached to its owners, and therefore at first, it will not let you sleep because it makes a lot of noise inside its cage if it gets boring. So the best thing it can do is to be accompanied by another friend of its species. In addition, when you put water inside the cage for him to drink, you have to accustom him to drink in this way, otherwise, he will lose his life if he does not drink water. Number 8. Hedgehog. It is this thorn-filled being that looks very friendly. For this and over time, the number of those who want to have this animal to raise at home increases. There are also those who like to post pictures of this animal on their Instagram pages. This creature is very kind and has an amazing ability to quickly get used to domestic conditions. Thus, if you have this animal, you have to buy a cage as soon as possible because it always wants to have shelter inside the house. As for why it cannot be allowed to move freely to explore the house, it is because it can interfere with the wires or hurt them. In addition, it should be noted that it cannot easily adapt to weather changes and therefore must have a heating system inside its cage so that the temperature ranges between 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. When this animal lives in nature, it moves several kilometers daily. Therefore, those who raise this animal at home must buy him this wheel with an area of at least 30 centimeters, so it will be beautiful in shape and will not gain much weight. As for food, this animal should not be given any kind of exotic food, but its diet should be full of raw meat or insects. As for his favorite food, it is worms. Number 7. Otters. Owning a water otter is like owning a small vandalism machine roaming the house, so we do not recommend everyone who has a lot of valuable items in his home to own it, as it is often described as rodents addicted to destruction for a convincing reason. When you acquire it, it will penetrate into every corner of your house to play, or even damage anything its claws reach it, And of course you will have a lot of funny moments that you will record with your camera machine, but be prepared to pay exorbitant amounts due to destruction that will succeed him. From a legal point of view, an otter can be harder to own than a skunk, but it is more likely to materialize, and it is known for its love of water. So make sure you have plenty of water for it to have fun in, and you should provide plenty of fish to feed. Number 6. Common civet. It is a feline that lives on the Iberian island and in central and southern France and is currently displayed in pet shops because its size is similar to that of cats. But his body is a bit thinner and longer, weighing from 1.2 to 2.5 kilograms. His hair is usually grayish yellow with brown or black spots. These spots are small and long, which is very useful for his mastery of stealth, as in the past he was considered a predator. It feeds on rodents and insects, and recently it also feeds on birds. Interestingly, it also eats forest fruits such as cranberries and plums. Certainly, if you want to adopt this animal to raise at home, you should pay close attention to its diet by following what the vet indicates. This animal has a fairly strong personality, as its personality can be similar to that of an irritable cat, but it will feel happy if you keep it for some time in your garden. Most of those who get this animal for home breeding usually leave it in the garden because it is the best animal that can keep the park free of rodents. This animal can live until it reaches 20 years of age. Number 5. Axolotl. If you want to raise an aquatic creature in your home, this one may be the right one for you. This animal is an amphibian native to Mexico and is similar to salamanders. Its color may be gray, black, or orange. What is amazing is that he can live until he reaches 30 years of age. If you want to adopt one of these animals, you should pay attention that it needs a large aquarium ranging from 70 to 100 centimeters in order to be able to swim in a large area. Some plants that can grow with a small amount of light should be placed inside their aquarium because they like to have shade on these plants, and they also like to play in them. It is unlikely to live inside the same aquarium as any other marine creature because it will end up eaten by this goblin, or at the very least, the other object will attack it if it is larger. This is because this creature is carnivorous, and it must be provided with some food that it can eat because it has no teeth and it likes to eat earthworms, small fish, mosquito larvae, and small crustaceans. Number 4. Bearded dragons. Reptile lovers looking for something special can find humans with bearded dragons. Originating from Australia, these animals are fairly pet, obedient, and trainable, and pose no danger to humans or even to children. The length of an adult dragon can reach more than 60 cm, and its weight may reach the limit of 550 grams. And for the name that this bearded dragon bears, it comes from the beard that surrounds its throat, which extends and increases in size when the dragon feels threatened or when it wants to extend its power and control. Number 3. Fennec fox. This animal has a very unique form that combines the form of a pet and a wild animal. He is the smallest of all foxes, and he is very friendly. Although it is now allowed to keep this animal at home, hunting it is still prohibited in some other areas. These foxes behave like dogs, and in fact, they can be raised just like them through reward and punishment. If you want to raise this animal, you must have a large area of sand for it, as well as the temperature of the house must be medium, and it must be equipped with cement from below so that it does not dig and escape. And you should pay attention to that it is an animal that lives in the desert climate, and therefore if you take it to a cold area it is possible that it will get sick. This animal is carnivorous and herbivorous. When in nature, its diet consists of insects, rodents, plants, fruits, and reptiles. So the ideal food for this animal will most likely be a combination of dog or cat food, or perhaps vegetables and fruits, unless you have the funds, allowing you to buy it its own food specifically. Number 2. The porpoise. It is a rodent of large size. I am not kidding when I say that this animal may weigh up to 65 kilograms when it reaches puberty and may reach a length of 1 meter and 30 centimeters. That is, It is considered a giant dog. It is an intelligent animal and can become a friend to any other animal because it can get along well with any pets in the house such as cats, dogs, and birds. This animal is easy to exercise. It is not aggressive and quickly gets used to walking outside, and it feels good to be a pet. As for food, he eats only plants, and his favorite food is sugarcane, watermelon, and corn. In order to breed this animal, it is necessary to have a pool at home. If you want to provide the best living conditions for this animal, you should know that it is a water-loving animal, and it is accustomed to the tropical climate, so it lives in areas with high temperatures, but it always needs a water source close to its living area. This way you can get a wonderful and absolutely uncommon pet. Number 1. White bat. Sure, no one will ever think you'll adopt this animal for home breeding, but in fact, this baby has a problem that prevents it from returning to its natural habitat. Unfortunately, in most species of this wild species, if a young person becomes ill or his parents feel strange, he is abandoned and dies immediately. So in January of 2017, some Australian rescuers found a very weak and sick bat. It was very different from all other beings. The bat was from a family of grey bats with unusual and deformed limbs. In addition, he was an albino, a genetic characteristic that makes the bat white with brown eyes. Luckily for him, the bat was taken to an Australian bat care centre, where he was examined by a doctor and operated on while waiting for his recovery, besides some other bats. According to experts, this bat should be raised as a pet because the wounds on its limbs will not allow it to return to wildlife. Luckily, this centre has everything a bat needs to live a good life. Surely these animals have amazed you because you did not know that it is possible to breed them indoors. Leave a comment to let us know what your favorite animal is among these or others too. Do not forget to click on the like button and subscribe to the channel with us. We meet you with a new video from Shocking Facts channel. Thanks for watching and see you in a new video.